In the 80s and 90s, stocks around Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly were showing signs of decline. To help combat this, the National Lobster Hatchery was set up to rear lobsters through their vulnerable life stages and release them when their chances of survival are improved. We run a broad research programme that aims to both understand the impacts of releasing lobsters as well as how to grow them. Lobster Grower is just one of these. It focuses on developing the technologies for on-growing lobsters to larger sizes at sea.
We were very impressed by the hatchery's approach to practical outcomes. So Lobster Grower was a good model for us to be able to part fund and help with other resources, because we felt that it was addressing a very important area which not anybody else is really looking at.
As part of the deployment process, we take lobsters from the hatchery, so we rear them up through their vulnerable stages where in the wild they're floating around in the plankton, and then we rear them onto juvenile stages in a system called an aquahive system. From there we bring them out for deployment into the container systems out at sea. So these are the lobsters we've transported from the hatchery. There's 700 of them. These are the trays we transport them in. Each individual lobster goes into one of these cells. So if we just load the lobsters up, and we use a modified turkey baster, and then it goes into the container, and then it places into the container system. So we're just heading out to deploy the lobsters. We've got 672 lobsters loaded up today, and the weather's okay. We'll see how it goes. Right, so these are where the lobsters have been put in these container systems here. This is the long line, so this normally is 2 metres below the surface of the water. So this one here holds about 32 lobsters, so in this one dropper, which Russ is about to drop over, we have 64 lobsters. Good luck! This approach to growing lobsters mimics their wild habitat, providing them with natural food sources and an ecological conditioning step, allowing them to grow larger, fitter and healthier. The beauty of this approach is that there are no feed inputs. The lobsters will feed naturally on whatever floats through or settles on the containers, making this a very environmentally friendly and sustainable way of growing lobsters. Absolutely amazing. If you compare it to what we get in the hatchery, the animals are very blue in colour. The diet that they get out of here, as you can see, is very, very varied. They're feeding on a lot of animals, a lot of different things. They've got the algae in the diets that's kind of settling in the containers and floating through the containers. You can see he's very fit and healthy, and the kind of animal that we want to be releasing back into the wild.
We have been a supporter of the hatchery for some time. We think it's got some commercial opportunities in the future, so we're looking into how we might help with the subsequent work in terms of Lobster Grower 3.
This project allows us to on-grow lobsters for release back into the wild, and also allows us to analyse our success as a stock enhancement programme. So if we can rear them to larger sizes, we can potentially tag them, or we can use the genetics to be able to assess what animals we've released into the wild and understand actually what happens to them.
This exciting new technology presents an opportunity to grow lobsters to even larger sizes. Who knows where this could take us?